But hi guys, I hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year. Finished the forecast now, finished all the snow specials I've done now. We had 2 of them at the end of December, so I hope you enjoyed them. You can also go on to Castle Amazing Wow on YouTube. Now, winter is starting to hit. It's going to start to hit in the next few days, and it's going to hit probably quite hard for some places of the United Kingdom. Now, this is the NAO, it's the North Atlantic Oscillation, it's the observed North Atlantic Oscillation here. The mean is currently around 0.4, so that's quite positive indeed, but things are going to change actually in the next few days. See here, it's starting to dip negative. Now, when the NAO dips negative, it means that snow can drain off. Cold can drain off the pole. You can get that cold feeding into the mid-latitude, so the United Kingdom, and it basically means blocking setting up across northern latitudes. Now, how does this translate towards them? Well, when the NAO goes negative, it doesn't always mean snow. It can bring snow to other places, but it can mean cold. And this is the forecast from the ECMWF for the 18th of January. This is going out to midday on the 18th of January. Look at the 850 HPA temperatures are well below freezing there. -5, -6, -7 across many parts. What does this mean? Well, this means that any precipitation coming out of the sky is likely to be falling as snowfall. And that's for the 18th of January, and I think we have to note this thing's turning cool now. Things are going to turn cool. I think this is going to be potentially a proper bite of winter, much like February 2009, February in 2012, although I think it could be a bit more severe than that snap that we've seen so far. Confidence is hanging around the 80% mark at the moment. We have had a lot of disagreement in the models, and it's still running through the disagreement tonight, and probably will do in the next few days. But as we come closer to the weekend, we have to firm up on snow events coming up and these cold events coming up, with possibly severe frosts in some parts. Now, she looks like she's preparing for the snowfall. London, the GFS operational forecast for London. Temperatures are quite mild at the minute, quite balmy actually for the middle part of January, but things are going to be dropping off significantly. Look, as we get through to the middle part of January, it's really as we go through the 12th of January into the 13th that things do start to drop off completely. Excuse me, as we go through to the middle part of January. Look, the red line there is going below 0, so this means that temperatures struggling to get above freezing for daytime. This is for London, but it can go for anywhere else in the United Kingdom. Look, even for Birmingham, look, the same thing there. Even for other parts of the United Kingdom, look, for Manchester, look, really cold there, isn't it? For Manchester, and look how we get precipitation there. That's indicative of snowfall, and same goes for Glasgow. Look, that precipitation there around 3 to 4 millimeters. That translates to 3 to 4 centimeters of snowfall. I think we could see a bit of snowfall. Aberdeen, much the same story, temperatures dipping off there, although this is a coastal region, so not as cold. And look at Belfast as well. Things are going to dive away, but as I say, this is more of a coastal location, low ground. I don't think they're going to see the bite too hard for Belfast. Same for Dublin, really. But if we go towards Limerick, look, things are wobbling around, and I think in Limerick, if you get these cold snaps here, I think some of this could be the snowfall. But for Limerick, things are generally quite mild. So for this area of the United Kingdom, I do think things are more likely to be rain. But if we get colder, if we get into a really cold snap, things could turn out to be snow here. As ever, I'll keep you updated on the forecasts for the United Kingdom. And same story for Cork, really. But look, temperatures are sort of sliding away. This is sort of a southwestern part of Ireland, so things will start to slide away. It won't be consistent. But look, if we go back to England and Wales, more exposed to the easterly, things are diving away. So look at the GFS operational snow depth. This is for the 16th of January. Excuse me. Excuse me, this is GFS operational forecast for snow depth accumulation. This is ending by the 16th of January, so this is ending into next week. You can see here snowfall for many parts, look, running up through northern Wales, into sort of Shropshire, coming through down the West Midlands and into Gloucestershire as well. I don't think this is too realistic, 20 centimetres, but it could be more widespread. It could be that we get a good 5 centimetres coating for many parts. The GFS ensemble snowfall, I think, where's that one gone? The GFS ensemble for snowfall is probably more realistic, actually, looking through. Look, that's today there, not much snowfall, but if we go through, look, towards the 12th, which is Saturday, look, snowfall starts to build up, and look, it's around this sort of West Midlands area, and we're going to go through Ireland as well. Look, we are starting to see the snowfall event, so by Saturday, I think, some places could start to see some wet snowfall developing, rain turning to snow across many England central areas, and I think it's this sort of region here that has to watch out for snowfall. With this easterly wind here biting in and turning into an easterly, things are going to start to turn to snowfall. I think it's this area here we have to be concerned about for. So sort of stretching through sort of southeastern parts of Greater Manchester, Sheffield, running down through towards the Birmingham area, West Midlands, the East Midlands, South Midlands, North East Midlands, South Yorkshire, running up through Lincolnshire. This area here, be prepared for a good 2 or 3 centimeters of snow on Saturday evening. But I think even this area here is likely to be seeing some snowfall, and this area as well could see some snowfall. Sleety times, but this area could see some snowfall. So eastern coast of southeast England could see some snowfall, but I think it's more towards inland areas, northwest England, northwest Wales, East Midlands, more especially the central parts of the Midlands running up through South Yorkshire. Where the most snow will be, I think, is going to be this area here, so sort of Nottinghamshire, South East Derbyshire. I think are up for the snowfall totals on Saturday night. I think these areas could see 5 centimeters, but I think generally the figure is going to be around 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters in some places. But I think the highest ground could see around 10 centimeters. We're getting into the 4 inches there on Saturday afternoon. Now it's more likely that it'd be rain in the southwest. Why? Well, if you watch my snow video, then you will find out more details. But the -5 50 HPA line is around here, and the 5 to white dam 500 to 1000 HPA thickness is around here too. So any precipitation falling west of this line is likely to be falling as rain, but any falling east of the line is more likely to be of snowfall. Now, the next thing is the GFS operational chart. Now, this is the GFS 12Z chart, and it runs straight through from now right through. So we can see here we've got the area of high pressure developing. So this week I think it's going to be quite a mild week. Things are still mild. Look, area of low pressure escaping to the North Sea here, making things damp in northern areas. Will brighten up for a time though, but generally staying quite dull. And to go through towards Thursday, look, we're seeing area of low pressure developing over the south, and this brings heavy rainfall actually for some parts of the south. As it does so, it fizzles out, but I think you have to watch out for rain lingering in the southeastern parts of the country for a time. And then look, by the time you get through to 11th of Jan, so by the time you get through to Friday, area of low pressure here coming out of Kingdom, bringing heavy rainfall and possibly turning to snowfall as well. This is when I think the snowfall event will be. Look, we're dragging in this easterly now, and this here could be snowfall across eastern parts, central parts, but also some northeastern parts as well as northwest England and western Wales and northeast England, northern Midlands, east England, Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, Lincolnshire, Warwickshire, Wiltshire, Essex, Kent, South Yorkshire, East Yorkshire, Derbyshire, Greater Manchester, Birmingham. All these areas, sort of this area zone here, again, this area here, are at risk of seeing some snowfall through Saturday and into Saturday night. There's the GFS ensemble. The East NWF is seeing the same sort of scenario. Look, we've got this ridge at 500 millibar here, and look, as we go through the period, that ridge hangs around, but look what happened. This sort of position here, so you can see here, the atmosphere is starting to sort of relax and get into the cooler theme. There's a change coming on here, and look, we go into that change. Area of the pressure diving southeastwards. Look at it dive southeastwards there. Let's see, and then it dives southeastwards, links in with the trough at 500 millibar in Central Europe, and then brings us copious amounts of snowfall. Look at the 5 to 8 line there; it's approaching parts of the United Kingdom, and look at that there. That is a very cool chart there. 5 to 8 line is actually covering only Denmark up into Holland, Belgium, North France, and only into Norway, and only into most or all of British Isles. So this is a very snowy chart from the ECMWF today, and look at that, it's a very snowy chart. 5 to 8 line only covering, not covering eastern parts of Europe, only covering France, Belgium, Switzerland, into Germany, England, Wales, Ireland, and Scotland included. By the time we get through to the 16th, look, we've got a ridge developing out the West Atlantic, proper block set up here, ridging out right through to Greenland, a trough here feeding the ridge here if you like, and see here, northeasterly flow here, bringing snow showers. See these little shortwave features here, bringing in copious amounts of snowfall to some places, and by the 17th of Jan, we're probably established now in this cool to cold northeasterly flow with heavy snow showers in many places, and look, this northeasterly flow persists, and it gets even colder with troughs and low pressures here, bringing you heavy snowfall. United Kingdom. I'll put around 70% chance of this happening now, so this is probably around 10 to 20 centimeters in most parts, but I wouldn't rule out 30 centimeters in the hills. Obviously, the east side of the Pennines, east part of the Grampians, eastern parts of Wales could see 20 centimeters by this, and some parts could see some copious drifts as well. Now, the GFS is also going for the solution, as is the UK Met Office, so you have to take it more seriously now. And this final chart today is London 858 HPA temperature. From the ECMWF, which is the 12Z run, the midday one, it really does dip off there, doesn't it? Through to -8, -10, so it does get much colder. Now, the motto is things turning much cooler through towards the end part of January and through to then the next week. So things are going to be turning cooler Most areas of England and Wales will see snow on Saturday evening, but I don't think it's going to be widespread. I think it's going to be more eastern parts of England, and I think it's going to be wet across the Midlands, eastern parts of England. It's going to be this is going to be a sort of a teaser compared to what is coming up next week. You need to buy your snow shovels, your sledges, and all the rest of that, because we have got some cold weather coming up, guys. I'm concerned. So thanks for the update. This is the first one since Christmas. It is a bit of a topsy-turvy one, a bit late, I know. Thanks very much, and see you later.